This is going to be a demonstration of the one-side drill. To do the one-side drill, you arrange the balls on the table like this, but please disregard the extra ball down there by the side pocket. It is not a part of the pattern. You put the solids all on one side of the table like you see, and then the 8-ball in the center, and then the stripes on the other side of the table. In playing 8-ball, it's always a good idea to try to limit the amount of distance that your cue ball travels between shots. That reduces your chances of getting hooked. It reduces your chancing of running into a ball and creating a cluster. So it's always a good idea to look for patterns where balls are close to one another and working one side of the table to the other side of the table. And this drill really helps you develop that. The idea is to run the balls that are closest to one another, and to make the challenge even greater, maybe even run them in rotational order. On that last shot, I kind of got out of line. I put the cue ball up a little further than I wanted. And that's the other aspect of the drill that you work on, is trying to limit how far the cue ball is going. You just really want to stay close to your work. Now, going through this particular pattern, the thing that I found difficult to do was getting just right on the 8-ball to transition over to the other grouping. So you always want to try to get leave a little bit of angle on the 5, but not too much, so you can then get almost straight on the 8-ball. And that's what I'm looking at right here. I'm taking extra care and extra time to get just where I want on the 8, and I'm almost straight. The other thing I discovered about this drill is that once you get about halfway through the last grouping of balls, the pattern really opens up and you don't have to worry about running into another ball. And that is one of the things where you should reset the drill, is if you collide with another ball at any point during the run. So I've now reset the 8-ball. And the idea is to make the 8-ball after running through the stripes. I try not to do anything crazy with the cue ball. I'm not trying to spin the cue ball. Here I'm using a lot of inside English. Try to kill the cue ball and not run into that other ball. Almost collide there with the 10, but I get out of it. So for you league players, and maybe you weekly 8-ball tournament players, ballroom players, this is really a good drill for 8-ball. And it's also a good drill to kind of toughen you up mentally to get through an entire run. Because a lot of times we use up all of our time and our attention and our concentration running balls, and then we get on the 8 and we choke. So this will help you with that also. So I'm going to make this last ball and get nice on the 8. But not perfect, but I'm able to bear down and get out. So I encourage you to take this to the table and give it a try.